Have you ever noticed that your worst enemy doesn't live outside of you? It lives between your ears. You wake up with anxiety before the day even begins. You replay conversations that happened years ago. You rehearse failures, expect rejection, and talk to yourself in ways you'd never speak to someone you love. And the terrifying part? It feels completely normal. But here's what most people never stop to consider. Your thoughts are not neutral. Every thought you dwell on is either building your life or quietly destroying it. And the Bible doesn't just acknowledge this. It gives us a blueprint for winning the war in our minds. Today I'm going to show you 7 practical, spiritually grounded ways to discipline your mind and break free from the cycle of negative thinking. Not with positive quotes or wishful thinking, but with truth that actually transforms. By the end of this message, you won't just understand the problem, you'll have a plan. Number 1. Recognize the thought before you react to it. Most people never catch the thought. They only feel the emotion it produced. Anxiety, shame, anger, hopelessness. By then, the thought has already done its damage. But Romans 12:2 tells us to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewal requires awareness. You cannot renew what you refuse to examine. Start treating your thoughts like visitors at a door. You don't have to let every visitor in. Some thoughts knock, and you have the authority to say no. When a negative thought arrives, pause and name it out loud if you have to. That's fear. That's shame. That's a lie. Naming it breaks its power. You shift from victim to observer. And the moment you can observe a thought, you can challenge it. You are not your thoughts. You are the one deciding which thoughts get to stay. Number 2. Replace, don't just resist. Willpower alone will not win this battle. You cannot empty your mind through sheer force. The harder you try to stop thinking about something, the louder it gets. That's why Philippians 4:8 doesn't say, stop thinking bad thoughts. It says, think on things that are true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable. The strategy is replacement, not suppression. When a negative thought appears, immediately counter it with a specific truth. Not a vague affirmation, but a specific, scripture-backed truth. Instead of I'm going to fail, say, God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Instead of nobody cares about me, say, I am known, chosen, and loved by God before the foundation of the world. Truth doesn't just comfort the mind. It rewires it. Feed your mind what you want it to produce. Number 3. Guard what you let in. You cannot think clean thoughts while constantly consuming corrupt content. Your mind produces what you pour into it, and most people are surprised by their thought life while never examining their input. Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart above all else, for everything you do flows from it. Your eyes and ears are the gates to your heart. What enters freely will eventually govern you. Audit what you're watching, reading, and listening to, not with legalism, but with awareness. Does this content leave me more anxious or more at peace? More grateful or more discontent? More focused on God or more distracted from Him? You don't have to consume everything culture offers you. Protect your mental environment the same way you'd protect your home. Not everything deserves access to your inner world. Number 4. Break the rumination cycle. Rumination is when you take one painful thought and replay it on a loop. The conversation, the mistake, the rejection, until it becomes the lens through which you see everything. The Bible calls it being double-minded, a man unstable in all his ways. James 1:8. Rumination doesn't solve problems. It deepens them. It rehearses pain without producing healing. When you catch yourself in a rumination loop, interrupt it physically. Stand up, go outside, speak a prayer out loud. Physical movement breaks the mental pattern. Then bring the thought to God directly. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5-7. You were never designed to carry the weight of unresolved thoughts alone. Give them to the one who can actually do something about them. Number 5. Speak to your mind, not just from it. Most people speak from their thoughts. Whatever the mind produces, the mouth broadcasts. But Scripture gives us a different model. Speaking to the mind. Speaking to the situation. David didn't say, "I feel hopeless," and stopped there. In Psalm 42, he asked himself, "Why, my soul, are you downcast? Put your hope in God." He was preaching to his own soul, redirecting it, refusing to let his emotions set the agenda. Develop the habit of self-talk rooted in truth. Not toxic positivity, but honest, faith-filled declarations. When your mind says the situation is hopeless, declare that God is still working. When your mind says you've gone too far, declare that His mercies are new every morning. Your words carry spiritual authority. Use them on yourself, not just on others. Number 6. Create mental boundaries through routine. Undisciplined minds are usually unstructured lives. When there are no anchors in your day, your thoughts drift, and drifting minds drift toward darkness. Psalm 5:3 says, "In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly." Morning intentionality sets the tone for the entire day. Build 3 daily mental anchors: morning, midday, and night. In the morning, give your mind to God before you give it to your phone. Pray, read, or speak gratitude before anything else enters. At midday, pause and reset. Even 60 seconds of stillness recalibrates the mind. At night, close the day with peace. Review what God did, not just what went wrong. Structure isn't a restriction. It's a container for peace. When your day has spiritual anchors, your thoughts have less room to wander. Number 7. Understand that this is spiritual warfare. Negative thoughts are not always just bad moods or personality flaws. Some of them are assignments. 2 Corinthians 10:5 says, "We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take every thought captive to make it obedient to Christ." The language is military. Demolish, captive, obedient. Paul is describing a war, and your mind is the front line. The enemy doesn't need to destroy your life to neutralize you. He just needs to keep your thoughts in bondage. Shame, fear, worthlessness, doubt, these are not random. They are targeted. But here's the truth. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from it. Christ has already won. When you take a thought captive, you're enforcing what's already been settled. You have authority over your own mind. Use it. Your mind will not discipline itself. Negative thoughts will not leave on their own. But you are not powerless. You are equipped. Recognize the thought before it takes root. Replace it with truth. Guard what you let in. Break the rumination loop. Speak to your mind, not just from it. Anchor your day with intentional routine. And remember, this is spiritual warfare, and you are already on the winning side. The battlefield is real, but so is your authority. If this message gave you something to hold on to, share it with someone whose mind has been under attack. They need this truth. Comment below. My mind is disciplined by the Word. Let that be your declaration today. And subscribe so you never miss messages that equip you to live in the freedom God already secured for you. Remember what God promises in Isaiah 26:3. He will keep in perfect peace the one whose mind is stayed on Him, because that one trusts in Him. Your peace is not missing. Your mind just needs a new master. And the moment you surrender your thought life to God, transformation doesn't just become possible, it becomes inevitable.